was a time when this earth did not belong to humans. Today, we often behave as if we own this planet. We have built cities, created the internet, and even sent rockets into space. But if the entire history of Earth were compressed into a single 24-hour clock, humans would appear only in the final few seconds. Long before us, there was an era that lasted nearly 150 million years, a time when Earth pulsed with one steady heartbeat. No humans, no machines, no pollution, no man-made noise, just endless forests stretching like green oceans, air rich with oxygen. Insects were as large as today's birds, and life flourished at an extraordinary scale. This was the Cretaceous period, a world where creatures were so enormous it felt as if nature had crafted them with extra time and care. Imagine a morning sunrise when the ground begins to tremble, not from an earthquake, but from a herd of Argentinosaurus passing by. These giants were as tall as 100-foot buildings, and when they breathed, it felt as though the wind itself had changed direction. On land, Triceratops roamed with their armored bodies like living tanks. In the sky, massive pterosaurs soared with wingspans as wide as small airplanes, filling the air with their calls. In the oceans, plesiosaurs and mosasaurs ruled the waters, making today's great white sharks seem small in comparison. It was a world in balance. Plants fed the herbivores. Predators kept populations under control. Every creature had its role. But perfect worlds have one weakness, and they never last forever. Among all these creatures there was a king, a predator so powerful it felt like a force of nature itself. Tyrannosaurus rex. A walking thunderstorm, nearly 8 tons of muscle, bone, and instinct. When it roared, the sound echoed for miles. Its teeth were not designed merely to slice flesh, they were built to crush bone. Yet, despite its fearsome reputation in movies, the T-Rex was not a monster. It was simply an animal, one that hunted to survive, one that may have cared for its young, one that basked in the morning sun. Life in the Cretaceous world was vibrant and colorful. During this period, flowering plants bloomed for the first time. Forests were painted in shades of purple, yellow, and red. Bees began visiting flowers, starting a partnership that still exists today. Everything seemed calm. A T-Rex drinks from a river. An ankylosaurus slowly grazes on vegetation. Small mammals, our distant ancestors, hide cautiously beneath the undergrowth. They believed the world would remain this way forever. That was the illusion. Far beyond Earth, in the silent darkness of space, something had already changed its course. Space is cold, silent, and unforgiving. Between Mars and Jupiter lies the asteroid belt, millions of rocky bodies orbiting the Sun. At some point, 2 of these rocks collided. One of them was knocked off its path. This was no small fragment. It was nearly 10 kilometers wide, larger than Mount Everest. Today we call it the Chicxulub impactor. Back then, it was simply a silent traveler racing toward Earth at nearly 60,000 kilometers per hour, about 20 times faster than a bullet. It had no anger, no intention, just mass, velocity, and the laws of physics. As it approached, Earth's gravity pulled it in. If it had arrived just 5 minutes later, Earth's rotation might have shifted the impact point into deeper ocean waters. Perhaps the dinosaurs would have survived. But it did not miss. To the creatures below, it may have looked like a bright new star in the sky, in a glowing dot growing larger and brighter. Soon it shone like the sun itself. That day became Earth's last normal day. Above what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, the sea was calm. Then, in an instant, everything changed. As the asteroid entered the atmosphere, the air in front of it compressed intensely, heating to thousands of degrees. Then came the impact, an explosion unlike anything Earth had ever experienced. The collision carved a crater nearly 180 kilometers wide and about 20 kilometers deep. The energy released was more than 10 billion times greater than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Water at the impact site vaporized instantly, rock melted into liquid. Creatures nearby did not even feel pain, they simply ceased to exist. A shock wave raced outward faster than the speed of sound. Forests shattered like matchsticks, trees were flattened, a massive tsunami formed, with waves possibly reaching up to a kilometer high, like a wall of water taller than the Burj Khalifa crashing onto land. But the worst was still to come. Trillions of tons of debris were hurled into the atmosphere and beyond. When gravity pulled it back, the sky filled with blazing fragments, turning the world into a furnace. Molten rock rained down across continents. The atmosphere heated to around 200 degrees Celsius. The planet became an oven. Global wildfires ignited almost simultaneously. Forests burned, ecosystems collapsed. Nearly every creature on land weighing more than 25 kilograms perished. In a single day, 150 million years of evolution were reduced to ashes. And yet even that was not the end. After the fires came darkness. Dust and soot blocked sunlight for months, possibly years. Without sunlight, plants died. Without plants, herbivores starved. Without herbivores, carnivores followed. Earth became a cold, silent wasteland. Approximately 75% of all species vanished. Ammonites disappeared. Mosasaurs were gone. Entire branches of life ended forever. It felt as if Earth itself had stopped breathing. But life has one extraordinary habit and it survives. Deep underground, in small burrows, tiny mammals endured. They were small and needed less food. Their underground shelters protected them from fire and freezing temperatures. Their fear, once a weakness, became their advantage. Slowly the dust settled. Sunlight returned, ferns sprouted, flowers bloomed again. But this time, the dinosaurs did not return. The forests were empty, and into that emptiness stepped the small mammals. If that asteroid had missed Earth, dinosaurs might still rule the planet today. Humans might never have existed. Our story is built upon their extinction. The Chicxulub impact did not end the world, it transformed it. What seemed like destruction became an opportunity for new life. We are in a way born from those ashes. And when we look toward the asteroid belt today, we should remember something important. We do not own this planet. We are not its rulers. We are its survivors.